All right, let's get started, Cyber Traders. Welcome back on this Wednesday. Good to see you all. Good morning, everybody. Let's get ready to have another exciting day in trading, in day trading. Good to see you, Lewis, Michael, Renzi. Good to see you all. Everybody on YouTube, Facebook Live. Looks like we've got a couple of good things that are moving this morning. Want to talk about some stocks once again that we traded yesterday. It wasn't a great day yesterday. We had a couple of good winners and stuff. I was actually down. I made it all back. I ended up being up like $32, ended up being down like, from the open. I got caught in a couple of bad trades, being down like almost over 1,000, but I made it all back. It's really hard to make your money back. One of the big things that we teach in class is you got to you can't hit home runs. You got to go for those little wins, little by little, get yourself back to par, and then you can start worrying about, then you can worry about playing with house money. But, you don't want to dig yourself into a big hole. So it was Monday. It was typical Monday. That's what Mondays are known for, and that's what happened to me on a Monday. So anyway, but we got a couple of good stocks that moved this morning. I am super excited what's going on today because Coin is going public today. All right, so that usually comes out around like 11 o'clock. It's already priced. Coin, I have it on my watch list right here. You could see last trades at 250. So they're expecting between 200 and 250. Looks like they're opening up right around 250. Where the stock is. I'm really curious what the private placement was and what the initial public offering, when people really got into it, what it really was. But that's a lot of money. I mean, we'll see what happens. But I'll tell you one thing, RIOT and Mara love it. I mean, I don't know. They started backing off all of a sudden. They were doing pretty well this morning. They were gapped up. But now they're starting to back off a little bit here. But anyway, they're both doing pretty decent. I mean, Mara's doing better than RIOT, but I'm going to keep an eye on both those trades. And let me tell you, it's a basket of stocks. So whatever happens with the Coin, these stocks will follow suit. And these might be a little bit easier to trade than Coin. First of all, who's going to go out there and want to trade a $250 stock? I always recommend my traders do never trade IPOs. You got to be a category 5 trader. You can't go out there and like the worst thing that could happen to you, is that you make money. Okay? The best thing could happen to you, you lose. And I'll tell you why. If you make money, what's going to end up happening is that you're like, oh, this is easy. You know what I mean? And that's the worst thing that could happen because and people are like, well, how can it be the worst? Because then you're going to want to do it again. And that's how people get themselves in trouble. Losing is always a good thing. I tell everybody all the time, because you know why you lost, you're not going to do it again. That's what it comes down to it. So anyway, let's go through some of the stocks. I want to talk about what we traded yesterday. A couple of stocks that I actually did a couple of swing trades on these too. Can got crushed. You could see here on the long-term chart, Can basically was at $19, and it just literally just on Monday, it just got decimated down to 12. So we did really well on the swing trade on that stock. So I did do a swing trade on it. That actually one of the only stocks that kind of really helped me out a lot. But that stock went from basically $12.90. You can see it went all the way to about $16. And it's going up little by little. I think they got in trouble or something like that. Somebody's suing them. I just read an article on it. But anyway, the stock was roughly about $40. All these pot stocks got hammered. I also made a swing trade on the TLRY. Where is she? Right here. That also did pretty well too. You could see, remember TLRY, we killed it with this stock. This stock literally just went bonkers from 15 all the way to almost $70. That's a short squeeze. That is a typical short squeeze. But you know what? Stock came right back down. She kind of testing some big support levels right here. You could see it going back all the way back to February. It's holding there pretty strong. I can see the stock being a $20 stock, and holding there. But it's kind of weird. You buy on rumor and you sell on news. So what's the big news on these pot stocks? We all know about it. They legalized it, just here in New York, a very progressive state. They were trying to legalize for a while. It's been legalized all in Canada, but it's weird. It really hasn't gone anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, okay, but we'll see how it goes. But I don't know. I thought it was pretty cheap anyway. But this stock got hammered. By the way, you're looking at this chart right here. You know, some of you, if you don't know TLRY, if you don't know it that well, let me just show you what happened back in 2018. This stock literally ran from $24 all the way to 300. So when you look at this little move down here, you're like, oh, wow, that's a pretty big run. No, but look at this move. That's a pretty big ass move right there. So that was a really, really big move right there. So let me go back to normal. And let's go do some shopping. Okay, so that stock did pretty well. American Airlines came out with some good news also yesterday. They said they're flying more. They're adding more people to their planes. I mean, I just flew on Delta. What's nice about Delta is that they do block out the middle seat unless you're flying with a family. They fill you in there. But but JetBlue, like, they're just packing people in. They don't even care. They're just putting everybody in there. I think American Airlines is going to really do the same. But it was one of my big favorite swing trades. I know airlines eventually going to come back, in a way, back in the April. If you go back to my videos and you look at my YouTube, I told you this. Listen, there are stocks that blew out the water what happened in COVID, okay? And I said, listen, in a year, I could see at least double. You know what I mean? It's a lot cheaper than leave it in the bank at 1.5% interest. You know what I mean? So, and you had plenty of time to get back in. I mean, you could see it from June, July, August, September, October. I mean, American Airlines at $10. I'm not a fan of American Airlines. I flew it. I'm just telling my experience with American Airlines, and I'll go through the watch list. I really had no choice to fly American Airlines at one point, and I feel bad because I had an employee that worked for me. His father was a pilot on it. And she kind of you just bashed American Airlines. My dad is a pilot there. So listen, I'm just telling you my experience. I flew with them. I had a really bad experience. And listen, there's a lot of true choices out there. So you use somebody else. So I went out there. I said, I'm never flying this airline ever again. The people were rude. Everybody was rude. They think they are the gold standard of airlines, and I really thought they're the worst standard airlines. So I had to fly them because there was a time that I had to be in Chicago, and that was really the only time that really American Airlines had. So I said, all right, I'll just fly. What's the worst thing that could happen? So I flew them. I get into my seat, and I'm looking around, and as I'm looking, I've noticed that the plane is from the 70s. I had the ashtray. The little ashtray. You know what I'm talking about? Remember we used to go to those internationals? You had that little ashtray and thing. I was so grossed out. I said, I will never fly this thing ever again. And I saw that. I said, that's it. I'm done. But anyway, doesn't stop me from trading the stock, though. Because anyway, you still could have made more than triple your money on that stock because of the COVID. But anyway, that stock moved pretty well yesterday. AMC did really well, too. AMC, I don't know what happened here, but AMC had a huge run-up. I think news came out on it. I remember they were talking something about it on TV regarding about all these movie theaters. But AMC ran from 840 and just shot up to about 910. And there were nice iceberg orders. They were getting filled. I know a lot of everybody here in the cyber group room did really well with that. But that stock had a really, really nice move right there. Nice little pop. Nice little move right there. And then she obviously came back down. And I know, listen, everybody knows this move right here. Okay. Everybody in the cyber group, this move right here. Had a big little slingshot. It came back and never made a higher high. Came back down, never made a higher high. Should have got out probably right around the $9, which most of you did get out. Some of us maxed out at it. What the hell is 9 to 910, right? But look what happened. If you didn't get out, boom, that thing just took a huge crash from 9 all the way down to 980. But that was a hell of a run when we saw it. We saw it right around 10 o'clock. It ran from 8:30 all the way up to about 9:10. That was a really nice move right there. So everyone did pretty well with that one. All right. So that was that one. And that pretty much does it that we traded. We had the BTBT. That was pretty decent too. That one had a nice move early in the morning too. Cheap little stock. Nice little move. It went from like 280 all the way up to about like 350. Not bad. Done about 1030. That one did pretty well. All right. So done talking about what happened yesterday, right? Let's talk about what's going on this morning. So once again, you guys see anything, you say something, you see something, let me know. But what we got going on this morning is we had this one stock that some of you guys traded early in this morning. We had this IDXT, IDEX. Stock had a nice trend around 8 o'clock. Some of you got here early around 8:45, and you jumped in around 275. Stock went up to about 290. And just want to bring up over here, you have this iceberg order. I'll show you. The guy left over here, but you got about 152,000 share buyer, which is right here. You can see him right there at 270. You got about, 40,000, around $3, kind of holding it here. But this buyer, I'm really interested in see what happens right there. That's a pretty big ass buyer right there. So that one, you could see that was at 270. That's about right here. That's that guy right there, right at that support level. So cheap little stock, level 1 stock, nice spread. Everyone could trade this stock. I'm going to throw in the Mara, and I'm also throwing in Riot because we all know about Coinbase. We're going to keep an eye on those stocks because when those markets open up, we're going to see these things trade just ridiculous. Now, once again, everybody here, you all know, wait, just like we trade in the morning, right? You wait the first 5 minutes, let all the smoke clear, let all these orders get filled. Watch what happens with an IPO. Same crap's going to happen. Same thing's going to happen with these stocks. A lot of algorithms are going to be kicking in. So we got to be careful of that one. We got MBRX. Also, that's moving, got great volume, 4.6 million shares. This stock is moving pretty nice. But the only issue is there's a couple of iceberg orders that are hovering right around 420, 450, kind of pushed it down right now. So I'm not really seeing any buyers out there. I'll show you right here. The orders are out there, but they're not really on the bid. So I'm not really completely sold on it. Maybe it's going to go back up. So for all you chart readers out there and thinking like, oh, it's at a support level. Listen, support levels do not exist unless you have a buyer. Okay. And a lot of you here on YouTube, Facebook Live think you're this, guru chart reader. Listen, I live here in New York. I was trained, I keep saying it all the time. I hate to sound like a canary, but I was trained by the best traders in the industry. This is the financial capital of the world. They don't even use charts. Okay. They just focus on orders. So charts are nice. They're good. It's a nice little, crutch. It's a nice little GPS. But at the end of the day, you got to keep your eye on the road, and your eye on the road is following the money. So that's really where that comes into play. So we got that stock right there. I want to keep an eye on GALT. That stock also is moving pretty nicely too. Do I have any orders out there? Yeah, there was a buyer out here right around 282 for 35,000. It looks like it kind of hit there and it kind of bounced right here. You can see it right there. Nice stock, cheap stock, up 33%. 8 million shares. That's a lot of shares. So that one I'm going to put on the watch list. And then we had news that came out on one stock, Nikola. Now, you know that we made a fortune on Nikola. A lot of you remember this stock, Nikola. We traded this stock. And let me just bring this back so you can see it. I don't know why I can't go back. Oh, this was the IPO. That's right. So anyway, the stock literally just ran from like $35 to about 100. We did great on the stock. Unbelievable short squeeze. Stock, in the meantime, you could see it has not been performing very well. What's sad is like I really like the truck, and I don't know about you, but I'm more of a fan of not more of electric cars, but more of hydrogen cars because you got all the water you want, and when you split, I'm not a chemist or whatever, but I just know that H2O means, oxygen and hydrogen. You take the oxygen out, you got hydrogen, you just put some water in the car and the car just runs, right? So anyway, great concept. I don't know what happened. Stock got crushed on it, but I think the good news did come out on the stock, but it's not really doing too well. I don't like to trade stocks when they break all-time lows though. And this stock obviously did that. We did well with this stock. I did lose some money on it, and good thing I did because I remember I was watching this stock, made a big rally up here, and I got in around 25, ended up getting out once it broke this 20. Says, you know what, crap, let me get out of it. And this is the big thing about being a good trader. great traders never buy at the bottom, sell top. You always buy in between, right? So here you have a stock. If you don't know how to take a loss, $20 loss versus a $12 loss, the stock going from 20 to 12. I don't know. I'd rather take a $5 loss than a $17 loss. That's a big difference. And that's everyone's biggest issue. So, and that's obviously one of the biggest things that we kind of preach here and teach you here. So anyway, those are really the stocks. I don't really see that much out there going on this morning. I think things are going to be kind of quiet up until Bitcoin. I mean, look at the Dow. The Dow's doing crap. I mean, what is it, up 10 points? NASDAQ's up 21. So it's not really a good list. It's really not. And you know what? Usually these days are the best days to trade. So, and you know what, Norman? Yeah, those earnings, the banks came out with earnings. Few of them came out, but they didn't do anything. They really didn't go anywhere. I think the only thing that moved was gold. Other than that, I really didn't see anything that really made any substantial push. Yeah, all the banks really didn't do crap, realistically. Goldman Sachs, though, did a hell of a performance. Anyway, that pretty much does it. Anything we're missing, guys, that I did not mention? Any question? Anything else? I don't know if I listen. I went through the watch list. They all look like junk. I mean, listen, the biggest gainer is GALT up there. I mean, it's. I mean, here this is UTSI, not really going anywhere. BTBT, it's trending down. I don't know what the hell this is. Is that even possible? No, this ain't. Oh, it's probably a stock split, maybe. It's got to be a stock split. TV, that was pretty good, though. We traded that yesterday. That one moved pretty decent. I don't know. Maybe now it's starting to make a big move. Might throw that on a watch list. Looks like some things are starting to catch up right now. TV was pretty cool. All right. Yeah, you know what? Taz, Reddit and GameStop were really good to go. Well, yeah, they sure were. And you know what's funny? I saw GameStop actually making a big move, Taz. So when I looked at it, I was just kind of looking at it earlier. It's up $4. Big deal. Woo. All right. Anyway, we're going to get, we got about less than 15 minutes before the market opens up. If you see something, say something, traders. If you're new here to Cyber Trading University and you're in the cyber group room, just remember we always tell you, just look, listen, and learn. Don't trade anything. Don't buy anything. You're here just to watch and see the traders in the room. If this is something that you could do, and once again, don't count my money, count theirs, see how they're doing. And if you're on YouTube, Facebook Live, if you want to join us, you're always welcome to. Just make sure you like us, friend us, and you can always do a $9 trial. Jump in the room for a week. What's the worst thing that can happen? We'll give you money back, but come and join us for the original trading room. It might be something that you might want to do. You got to learn before you can earn. All right, guys, good luck today. And we'll be back here at 2:30. And, last but not least, I almost forgot to mention, Josh has class today. So remember, 10:30 for all you Gold Platinum students. You got class today. Great excuse to get off the machine because, remember, it's not a full-time job. Good luck, everyone. Happy trading. We'll see you back at 2:30.